So in this video, I'm going to explain what aneuploidy is, how it can occur, and why it's important. And so to start off, let's first define what aneuploidy is. So aneuploidy, by definition, is the presence of an abnormal number of chromosomes in a cell. So for example, we know that humans normally have 46 chromosomes. So aneuploidy is when you have an abnormal amount of chromosomes. So let's say you have 45, you're missing one chromosome, or you have 47 where you have an additional chromosome. So those are some examples of aneuploidy. So now if we want to get more specific, we can say that someone is trisomy, which means they have a third copy of one chromosome. So remember, we normally have two copies of a chromosome, one from our mom, one from our dad. So trisomy is if someone has a third copy of a chromosome. So the most common example is trisomy 21, where the individual will have three copies of chromosome 21, and that leads to Down syndrome. Additionally, monosomy is a type of aneuploidy in which the individual only has one of a particular chromosome. And so usually this will occur with sex chromosomes more because your autosomes, which are the chromosomes that are not sex chromosomes, if you only have one of a particular chromosome, like for example, chromosome 3, for example, if you only have one of those, more than likely the fetus will not make it to birth and it will spontaneously abort. So that's why it's pretty rare to see monosomy disorders for autosomes. And if you're curious, you can do a Google search and you'll probably find that trisomies are a lot more common. So now let's get to how aneuploidy occurs. And so there are a couple different ways to get an abnormal amount of chromosomes in the cell, but the most common way is due to non-disjunction. And so that's shown in this picture right here. And so as you can see in this diagram, we have one cell that is undergoing meiosis, and then it splits, and then there's uneven splitting. And so as you can tell in the end, one of these gametes have, two of these gametes, sorry, have more chromosomes than normal, because you would expect two for every one. And so half of these gametes have more than the expected number of chromosomes, and half of them have less. And if we want to get more specific, this non-disjunction occurs more specifically in anaphase. And so one last thing I want to mention before I end this video is that you're probably pretty familiar with Down syndrome. And you've probably heard of it before. And so Down syndrome, as previously stated, is trisomy 21. And so it's the most common trisomy in live births. And so one of the major reasons why trisomy 21 or Down syndrome is the most common is because chromosome 21 is relatively small. And so pretty much if there's a problem with it, it affects less of your genome than, for example, chromosome 1, which is a lot bigger. And so that pretty much sums it up for this video on aneuploidy. I hope you liked the video and found it useful. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.